It's time to meet Clifton.
With your host, Ray Grabowski.
Everybody, here's Ray. Welcome everybody to another episode of Meet Clifton. I was just reminded that we're going into our 5th season of taping, which is really great. We've had a lot of interesting guests. In fact, today we have a lot of interesting guests. The past 5 years, along with my co-host, Mr. George. Oh no, it's not George. It's George. Mr. Mark Peterson is my co-host today. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good.
And I thank you for filling in.
Thank you
we
for
appreciate
inviting
it.
me.
And now we're going to have you back for the whole show, and then you're going to do some updates because I know you have an upcoming play in Mario's, which is we're looking forward to it. And I think I have a part in there too, right?
That's a surprise.
Okay, well we have a good show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tonight's guest star, hair loss specialist, Joseph Lurie. Temporary chair for the Clifton Advisory Committee for Individuals with Disabilities, Colleen Murray. And Korean War veteran, Edward Kovacs. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Meet Clifton.
Okay, welcome tonight. And my first guest is the president of Gucci Image Hair Loss Center in Paramus, New Jersey, and the subject's going to be hair loss. I'd like to welcome Mr. Joseph Lurie to the show. Thanks for coming on, Joe.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it. This is a big topic nowadays, hair loss for men as well as women. But I want to talk about, the Hair Loss Center. What does Gucci Image actually do?
Gucci Image is a full-service hair loss center that actually treats all types, degrees of hair loss in men, women, and children. Specifically women, we have a specialty in women's hair loss, but it changes whether you need one strand of hair, full heads of hair, depending upon what triggers caused your hair loss, we can definitely help you. There's no doubt about that.
So if someone comes to your center, they're starting to have some hair loss, so you would have to ascertain what they need. So what kind of treatments are offered?
Well, we offer all types of treatments. We first want to have a consultation to try to establish a diagnosis of what's causing the underlying causes of this hair loss. For women, there's over 37 reasons why women lose hair. Men, it's pretty simple. It's usually a genetic predisposition or a medical condition, but women have so many more triggers, and all the decades of life from a teenager all the way up to their 70s, they encounter all of these different types of triggers that could be causing progressive hair loss. There are as many women losing hair as men. It's an epidemic, and we're just here to help.
Okay, and I can understand because usually the focus is on men.
Correct.
And women, of course, they have longer hair, so you can add hair to hair.
We can do anything from, like I said, needing one strand to full heads by either stopping the progression of hair loss if it's early enough, which is always great. Preventative medicine is always the best treatment. But if you have some advancement in hair loss, we do a phenomenal job in regrowing hair, as long as those follicles aren't dead. So it really depends upon what your underlying conditions are. And then we also do fashion. We've sponsored the MTV Awards for extensions. Oh, nice. We have medical grade extensions. We have high fashion extensions. So whether you need just density, whether you need your hair back, whether you want to stop it, we cover all aspects of hair loss.
So let me ask you a question. I understand, extensions of women's hair.
Sure.
Long. Let's say like something like my hair.
Right.
Okay, I don't have actual long hair, but let's say I had little spots.
Right.
Would something like that work?
Sure. I mean, again, it depends upon the timing. Timing is key with hair loss. And if you catch it early enough and the follicle isn't dead, you basically can definitely have an opportunity to regrow that hair. Again, it really depends upon when you get it, what are the underlying causes, and then how we go about it.
Okay. I have a question here about myths and mistakes associated with hair loss.
Okay. So
I don't know if there are myths, but
well,
if there are,
there's a lot of them out there. A lot of mistakes that people make. I mean, I've seen. I can't tell you how many, tens of thousands of women and men that come in, and the first thing you'll hear is that I don't know why this has happened, and I've been taken biotin. You know, everybody takes biotin. Biotin is a B7 vitamin. Very small percentage of people are deficient in B7. If you're not deficient in B7, it serves no purpose. Right. That's a huge, big myth. For women also that actually lose hair after pregnancy, they go right back on to their prenatal vitamins because they think, oh, my hair looked great during pregnancy. Right. They didn't realize that that all had to do with God had to do with that. Right. Nature had to do with that, not the prenatal vitamins. So they're taking prenatal vitamins and it's not working. So these are like some of the big, you know, myths that they could do, or maybe even change their diet or exercise, go back to the gym. That has nothing to do with your hair.
But what about stress related? I mean, is that a fact?
Stress is a huge trigger. Again, mostly in women.
Okay.
Stress is huge. We like to look at traumatic event stress. A lot of people, again, you could put this in the last question about the myth.
And yeah, we will, but go ahead.
But like in the myth where, you know, oh, I get somebody, oh, I'm very stressful, I'm chasing the kids around all day, I got to go to the store, I'm like, you know, that doesn't, if that was the case, everybody would be bald, right? So it's more the fact of we look for traumatic event stress that really alters the body and changes the way your body, you know, metabolizes it.
Because I've seen people, actually a friend of mine once said that, and he said, gee, I stick my hand, I lose my hair here. He wasn't going bald. Right. Because of stress, he was starting to get spots in his head. Yeah. I guess they relieved the stress, but the hair came back.
Again, most of the time, he's lucky. Most of the time, hair doesn't reverse itself. Really? Yeah. I mean, normally you need to seek some sort of treatment. You know, again, changing different things in your life won't return your hair if your anagen growth cycle has been altered or interrupted.
Right. Sure, good.
Products work like Rogaine, the pharmaceutical products that we sell like at CVS, like Rogaine.
Yeah.
That seems like it would take forever to use those types of products.
I'm not going to go out and bash Rogaine or anybody like that. I don't deal with any drugs.
Not asking you to,
I don't deal with any drugs. I think they're band-aids on a solution rather than fixing the problem. You know, they have inevitable side effects. So most people don't want to take them. Right now we're in the world of everything is got to be natural and homeopathic, it's got to be green and everything. And I guess, you know, drugs don't fall into that category, the minoxidils, the biotin. But I do some treatments that actually mimic minoxidil. These are all natural chemical compounds that mimic minoxidil. They mimic, you know, finasteride and Propecia, but we use them in different forms in cocktails, and we actually deliver it through electroporation. That's just a whole
that's what I was going to
topic.
ask you. Like, if they come to you, you know, what treatments? How would you know what's best from which falls into the next category? You know, what would benefit who would benefit most from these treatments?
Well, again, being in all types of technologies that we offer, it's really different stages and different types of underlying conditions which would dictate which technology. Sometimes it's one technology, sometimes it's two technologies, sometimes it's a multifaceted approach. Sometimes we treat it internally, sometimes it's internally, molecularly, sometimes internally, molecularly, and topically. Okay. And one of the treatments that that you said what you do is we do something called EPM. It's an electroporation mesotherapy treatment using microchip and CRT delivery. We're the only one in the US that has this, and we own the rights to this, and it actually is phenomenal in promoting regrowth and stopping androgenetic alopecia in women and men.
So you've had success?
Tremendous success.
Okay, because that's, people are going to come to your office.
Absolutely.
They're going to want some kind of result.
It's got a proven, Yeah.
Propecia is stools, the developing process, I think.
Propecia is the same drug as finasteride. It has a 5-alpha reductase. It goes after, it inhibits the conversion of DHT. But again, you can do that, but if you don't regulate the growth cycle, eventually all drugs wear off. You need to, whether you're on blood pressure, cholesterol, they say, oh, Jesus, we have to raise your pill, lower your pill, change your pill because it stops working. Eventually it would stop working, your body gets used to it and it would stop working. So you really got to fix the issue rather than treat the symptom.
Are hair dyes harmful to follicles, hair?
It's a good question.
No. Actually, the only time, that's actually a very good question, because, and one of the myths is that women would come in, oh, I think I'm losing my hair, I colored my hair, and I think I have oil curl. No, hair doesn't affect the follicle. Color doesn't affect the follicle unless you actually scar the scalp, right? And it kills the follicle. Hair has nothing to do with the follicle. It has to do with the hair shaft. Will it dry out or cause some breakage or damage? Yeah, but you can't tell a woman not to color her hair.
They shouldn't laugh. And probably lastly, because we're on this topic,
Right.
and usually, people, younger people, because we want to leave them with some kind
Sure.
of advice. So let's say 25, 26, and we obviously spoke a lot about women. What should they do now before all of this happens? Is there some way, what can you offer them advice-wise?
I think the best advice I can ever offer anyone that suspects, thinks they may be starting to lose hair is don't wait. The minute you see something abnormal on your hairbrush, your comb, your shower, your pillar, your clothing that you haven't seen before, it's a little more than normal, something is going on.
Right.
The longer you wait, the lower your probability of success would be for the treatment, because once a follicle is gone,
It's gone.
it's gone for good. We can do anything except revive dead follicles. Once they're dead, they're gone.
So like in any medical advice,
In any
if something's
medical-
wrong, why wait?
Right. Don't wait.
Okay.
That is your worst thing you can do.
All right. I appreciate it, Joe. A lot of good information.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me. My
Thank you.
pleasure.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, Clifton and friends. Welcome to the updates. I'm Sharon Korbanix, and it's a pleasure to be here again. Well, wanted to let you know the new thing that's happening through the Clifton channel is Summer Memories. They are hosting a slideshow of all of your summer vacation pictures, whether you shared it with your family, friends, co-workers, relatives. So being that this summer, beforehand we couldn't really be together, so now we're going to be together. So please show your photos that will be featured on air in a slideshow. And whether it's a barbecue, a block party, gardening, or fun with your pets, or at the shore. So they want everyone to be creative and share your pictures. And please send them, email your photos to cliftoncable7740 at cliftonnj.org, and please do so by September 24th, and your pictures will be aired on TV. Now, the Clifton Food Truck Music and Art Festival is happening Sunday, September 5th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just in case, the rain date is October 10th. However, hopefully September 5th, it'll be a great day. It's at the Clifton City Hall Complex, 900 Clifton Avenue. And it will be by the Art Center. It's going to be a variety of delicious food trucks, a beer garden, some vendors, live entertainment, a children's craft station, and also an art show and an art sale. And they're doing this to benefit the Clifton Art Center as well as the Clifton Veterans Committee. So again, that's September 5th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now on September 12th, the Car Truck Motorcycle Show will be at the Allwood Atrium, and we will have a special guest to talk with you about that. And on September 25th, St. Peter's Haven will celebrate 35 years of volunteer service to the community. And they will have a gala at the Brownstone. So that is September 25th for St. Peter's Haven. If you'd like to attend the gala, please call up the Brownstone and get tickets, or call up St. Peter's Haven for more information. And in late September, early October, Theater League of Clifton will have a new play. It's My Big Gay Italian Wedding, and I think you'll enjoy it. It'll be at Mario's. We'll have a special guest, Mark Peterson from the Theater League of Clifton, to give you more details about that. But as always, it's lots of fun. We could all use a good laugh. And the food's very good at Mario's. So we do appreciate from all the other events that we announced previously, whoever came out, supported them, or just stopped by to say hello. We do appreciate your participation. We always love to see you outside, out and about, healthy and happy. So With that, we hope to see you soon at any of the events or all the events. And again, if you want any fundraiser or any event to be announced, please let us know. Contact Lisa and we'd be happy to do so as well. So until then, stay safe and looking forward to see you again. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. My next guest is the temporary chair for the Clifton Advisory Committee for Individuals with Disabilities. So I'd like to welcome Colleen Murray. How are you? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. This is a committee that was established by the Municipal Council in 1980, and they regularly meet. So, well, who are you? What is the Disabilities Committee?
The Disability Committee is the liaison between the Clifton City Council and the disabled of our town.
Okay, so, but you're an advisory, so
it's an advisory.
Right.
Yes.
So you're established and you have to
Right.
report back to the city
We
council.
can't really make decisions on our own. We
Right.
bring it to the council.
Right. Okay, so what do you do now with this committee?
What do we do on
Yeah,
the committee?
you meet. What happens?
We meet every month, the third Monday of the month, at 6:30 p.m. And usually it's the Board of Health conference room. We haven't met since COVID struck, but we just resumed meetings. I believe it was May, and we're going forth.
Okay, but normally you meet in the city hall.
Yes.
Okay, and it's once a month, so yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure we have that.
And public is invited.
Yeah, public, of course.
Yeah.
So, are these appointments?
The mayor and council appoint. A resident would apply for membership to the committee.
Right.
Their application would go to the mayor and council at a regular council meeting, and then they would choose someone to sit on an open slot on the committee.
Right. Okay, and these are term limits then, technically, too, right?
I think it's 4 years.
4 years. Okay, and at this moment, because I would like to get this out, because I know we're always looking, are there any openings on this committee right now?
I believe the one that we recently had, we had one that was filled, and I believe since then there was a second one that was filled.
Okay.
I don't know their names yet.
Right. So people can put applications into City Hall if they ever want to.
Yes. This is what the application looks like.
Okay. So you would go to City Hall, and if you're interested in this committee,
City clerk,
you would ask the city clerk for an application, and you fill it out. Then when the seat came, it would come in front of the council, and you get appointed. And it's a very important committee because, Colleen, in the past,
I knew this.
what are some of the things that you would advise the council to do that were really important?
There are businesses in town that, to this day, I'm on the committee 20 years almost, I think, give or take maybe a little, that do not have handicap spaces in their parking lots.
Okay. So that's something you bring to the attention.
We keep bringing it up to the mayor and council, and because of businesses sometimes changing hands, they haven't complied with ADA law yet.
Right. Do you ever get involved with, maybe you'll see streets that need handicap accessible? That would be your job to advise the council, right? A restaurant maybe?
Well, we basically deal, I think, more with the businesses. We deal with illegal parking and making sure that businesses, it's supposed to be one handicap space for every 25 regular spaces.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that. So this committee then obviously brings it up to the council and says, let's make a policy and make sure it works.
Where we see problems, for example, if there's a lot where a lot of people constantly park in handicap parking, we will notify the council, who may notify the police department to check it and give tickets. Okay,
and let me ask you, at the meeting, if someone has, can they come to the meeting and present their problem to you?
They can, public is welcome to come to every meeting. The issues that they present must affect all disabled, not just individual.
Themselves,
not just individual. If they have individual, we can help them seek help from outside agencies. We can't do anything with the mayor and council for them.
Okay, which actually, I know you have something prepared about the responsibilities of caregivers and disabled residents.
Right.
Yeah, please, if you can.
Okay.
That would be probably.
Can I just show them two more?
No, show, of course, absolutely.
I believe it was before COVID, the year before COVID, we made brochures, and we had little holders that went throughout town at businesses,
Right.
and the people that came into the business could help themselves to learn about us. It tells about John Samara Memorial that we
Right.
were instrumental, and about we updated accomplishments that we've done and resources
Okay, so-
and the history of the committee.
Okay. And they could get this at City
Yeah,
Hall.
it should
Okay.
be around.
Okay.
Library too should
Okay,
have it.
all right.
And then I don't. It just came up. I don't know. Somebody. I think it was Angela Montague that probably did it.
Well, this is good because people want to learn a little bit
Yeah,
about it.
because they
Yeah.
had that too out.
Okay.
And Angela had made up the flyer for us with the committee's
And
approval.
maybe we'll be able to show this flyer as a, maybe if you can't get it now, you could put it in at some point. Because there might be some people out there that want to join these committees because, it's big now with all new developments going in and things.
Right. Well, they're welcome to attend even if they don't have a problem.
Well,
they
that's
can
true,
come.
yeah, because they want to be advised.
Right.
And,
Okay, my
if you,
statement.
and then lastly, if you want to read that, that would be great.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay.
This is the responsibilities of the caregivers that Colleen's going to read a little brief
Okay,
statement. that
this
she
is
has.
basically my opinion, but I see a great need, and people that have disabled and are caring for them should really help the committee to help them.
Okay.
And it is not only the committee's responsibility. We do very well on trying to bring up a lot of things. For example, I have a business in town that I'm going to advise the mayor and council that should put a bell, because they have a handicap door.
Right.
They have nothing on the door. I want them to put a sign saying handicap entrance, put a bell, because right now you have to go into the business, get somebody to come and open the door, and then you leave your person outside.
Right.
Whatever the weather, they're outside waiting. If they could install a bell, which should be fairly reasonable,
Sure.
and it would just alert them that somebody's there, open the door.
Okay.
And well, responsibility, and this is basically my opinion, but I think it's a good opinion, is not just the committees. It is the responsibility of the city. It is both the city government officials, the advisory committee, and caregivers. And I can't stress the following strong enough. Each caregiver, disabled person, is responsible to help the committee help them.
Okay.
By attending monthly meetings and speaking out during the public sessions, what they see needs to be fixed so they can lead richer, fuller lives within the town. We're only for the town. We're not outside the town, but we do comply with ADA laws, and we do work sometimes with other towns.
Okay.
And we're very aware, every member on the committee, when they're traveling around the city, sees what is needed for the disabled. And they bring it back to our meeting, and we then discuss it. And if we all feel that we should bring it to the mayor and council's attention, we send a letter. Well, our secretary sends the letter, and then you discuss
Right.
it at the meeting and give us an answer.
Okay.
Or you resolve it and then tell us it's resolved.
Okay.
And I wrote that the committee is very aware of situations throughout our town, but we need to hear from them.
Right.
Because 20 years, and we haven't heard from too many in my 20 years,
Okay.
every so often.
Okay.
And during their daily travels for business, for recreation, for dining out, take note of what's around, that a disabled person might have a problem using that facility.
Right.
And let us know,
Okay.
because then we can try to help somebody, like say they just need a little ramp.
Right. Bring it to the attention of
Bring
the
it to
owner.
our
Sure, absolutely.
attention. We then bring it mayor and council, and
Okay.
we go. Then they go back to the business, or they tell us. I think it's Paula that would go out. I forgot her last name.
Yeah. Well.
She's the ADA liaison for the city.
Right.
And okay, if you see something wrong, tell somebody. And if you can't come to a meeting, use the internet, use your telephone, or write a letter. Okay. Sometimes I like to write a letter. Then you got proof. Or you can even call the Board of Health, because John Beagle and his staff work closely with us. John Beagle is on the committee, right? And he has an alternate. I think it's Lael, but I'm not sure.
Well, John, our Board of Health is the best.
But they can take calls, because we don't have a telephone service for our committee, but we did have a website. I forgot to look it up.
Yeah, and that's okay.
It's probably in the brochure.
We'll list it at the end of the thing.
And basically that's it. So, but if we all work together, the committee, the disabled and caregivers, and the mayor and council, will get things done.
Can I ask you a question? My neighbor across the street, she's a disabled person. She's a shut-in. Do you provide any services for
shut-ins?
Yeah, in other words, I help her shop sometimes. Yeah. She really doesn't leave the
house.
But
there are services available.
Like snow removal, things like that.
Well, snow removal we discussed, I believe, was before COVID. I think it's the Passaic County Sheriff's Office that uses, I hate to say convicts.
No, you can say it.
Convicts. And you have to register with them, like when a storm is coming, and I think they go as the call comes in, or however it's from a town, they make the arrangements to come out and help. Because the committee had discussed having anyone that lives on a corner with the cutout ramp to just shovel that little ramp.
Of course.
Me, myself, and I don't go out in snow. I wait until it's melted. Right. But if somebody had to go out, they would at least have that cleared.
Okay. I appreciate it. I think the message is awareness. If you have any questions, please bring it to the committee. Colleen, I appreciate the information. Hopefully some people will help out.
Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork, absolutely.
Teamwork.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Okay, now we have a special guest, because there is an upcoming event that we're all looking forward to that is happening in September and early October. So this is Mark Peterson from the Theater League of Clifton. So Mark, what's going on this time?
Well, our last dinner theater was at Mario's in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. In fact, once we finished our show, it hit the pandemic hit and we shut down for a year. So we're coming back. We're having our dinner theater in September this time, and people are anxiously looking forward to getting back inside and being entertained. And we were trying to think of some material that would appeal to everybody, so we came up with a comedy, and I can say it's hysterical. My Big Gay Italian Wedding.
We can
so you're all invited
use a good laugh. Yes.
You're all invited to a wedding with 2 grooms. We're starting the show a little early this year. We usually start at 8 o'clock. Then we have people eat, but we're going to actually start 7:30. It's going to be a buffet, $45. This way people don't have to wait to have their dinner.
Right.
So we're doing a buffet this year. It's going to be easier as far as preparing the food and presenting it. Plus, if anybody has meal requirements, we could accommodate them when they make their reservation.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Our show dates are September 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, 26th, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You can reserve online and choose your seat.
Okay.
I know a lot of people in the past have been concerned about the pole in Mario's in the back room, but we can't cut the pole down. But we did eliminate the table that blocks, that the pole is blocking. So
logistically works out better.
Everybody will be pleased with seeing no obstructions. As I said, you can order online, theaterleagueofclifton.com, or send a check.
Okay.
$45 to Post Office Box 4072, Clifton 07012.
Okay, I already got my tickets.
And like I said, you could leave a message and call 973-928-7668. Your phone call will be returned, and you can pay with a credit card over the phone, but there is a fee when you pay by credit card.
Okay.
But this show is filling up fast.
Okay.
Each night we're going to have a guest officiant who will marry the grooms.
Oh, okay. So
and
some special guest star will be coming?
It'll be recognizable citizens in Clifton, prominent citizens. And I'm not
Very
going to
nice.
mention any name, but there's one not too far from here.
Okay,
But
we
anyway,
think October
under the
1st
desk.
might feature somebody we know.
The show is really basically not about gay marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's really about an Italian family preparing to have their gay son marry another man, and it's hysterical.
Very
It's really
nice,
about the
okay.
Italian family, and it's so
Okay.
it's really funny.
An appropriate place to have it at Mary's Italian
Yes.
restaurant, so that's always a good choice.
Yeah, oh, it is, and of course you can expect nothing but the best.
Right,
From
right.
Alberto and Mario's, the food will be wonderful.
Right,
So,
and plenty of parking, so no worries
Yes.
about parking. They have a convenience
plenty
location.
Of parking. We're adding an extra show weekend this year. Usually we do 2 weekends, but we're doing 3 weekends.
Oh, excellent.
Because
okay.
people are just so anxious to get back and be
Right.
entertained, and
Right.
we're taking all the safety precautions
Okay,
necessary
great.
too.
Okay.
So
All right, so they can go online or call up the number, reserve your
Go
seats
online.
ahead of time. The table, I think, accommodates about 10 people
10
at a table.
people.
Okay.
8 to 10. We don't want to crowd everybody, you know. So the menu hasn't been decided yet.
Okay.
So we're going to have that online. Once, if you look on our website, you'll see what the menu is going to be. Right now, we're just preparing, finalizing our choices
Sure.
with Alberto. He's away, so we couldn't get in touch with him. He's away for a month.
Okay, great.
So once he gets back, we'll finalize the menu.
Okay, and the dates again are?
September 18th, 19th, 24th, 25th, 26th, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 7:30 on Fridays and Saturdays, and 4 p.m. on Sundays.
Okay, with each day having a different guest star.
A guest
so
officiant will be marrying the grooms, and there'll
Okay.
be a surprise each
Excellent. Very
performance.
Nice.
So
Oh, well, looking forward to that. As always, the Theater League of Clifton does such a good job, and
Yes.
it's always so nice to work with you as well.
like,
So,
this show was off
thank you.
Broadway. I'd seen this off Broadway years ago, and it was really hysterical. So
Right.
we had in the back of our minds to do something like this. I said, you know what? Why don't we do it now?
Yeah,
So,
like I said, everybody needs a good laugh
Yeah.
these days, so we're looking forward to it. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Mark, for coming on. It was
And-
always a pleasure chatting with him and
Thank you.
listening to all the new plays that are coming ahead.
Thank you for your support.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Okay, welcome back. Tonight we have a very special guest, a Clifton resident, served in the Korean War, Mr. Edward Kovacs. Mr. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on. Mr. Kovacs served in the Korean War. He's a veteran. You did your basic training in Korea?
No, I did my basic training in Indiantown Gap, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so what years did you serve?
I just served in 51, 52.
51 and 52? So
52, 53.
52, 53. And what, I guess you were assigned to a group, or I'm not too sure how that works. I'm not a veteran.
Well, I did basic training in Indiantown Gap, but during basic training, I went into the hospital for sore throat and came out 2 weeks later after I had the measles. And because of that, I missed a part of 2 weeks of basic training.
Right.
So when everybody went on leave, they held me and a group back for 2 weeks. So we missed 2 weeks of leave when I had accommodation to go cross country by train. I got on a train in Newark and had to change a train in Harrisburg and went to Chicago and left Chicago on the same tracks I got in on. However, I had to get off of one train, go to the train station, get a cab, go to the next train station, and like I said, left Chicago on the same tracks, and 3 days later, I wound up in Camp Stoneman, California.
Wow.
And from there, they put me on a ship, and we sailed under the Golden Gate Bridge to Japan. Then you could stand back like, maybe the total distance we have here, and watch the horizon go up and down past the doorway.
Wow.
That's how bad the water was. And then we got in the middle of the Pacific. It was flat like the lawn. And we arrived safely in Yokohama and stayed there a few days. And 3 days later, from Japan, I landed in Incheon, Korea.
Can I, what branch of the service were you in? We didn't mention that.
U.S. Army,
U.S. Army, okay.
infantry.
Infantry, okay. Thank you. So then you arrived at the 38th parallel?
Well, yeah, after we got off the boat and had a train ride, I was right in the middle of Korea into Churwan area on the 38th parallel. And most people might think the 38th parallel is a straight line, but if you look at the map, it's not. And it crosses Korea and then cuts down towards Seoul. But I was in the middle of that and assigned, right at the beginning, I was assigned to a 57 millimeter recoilless rifle group. Now most people, what's a recoilless rifle? Well, it shoots a round about this big a round, and if you stand in front of it, that's of course dangerous, but if you stand in back of it, it's just as bad because fire goes out the back of the gun and can severely burn you.
You had a question here, what happened after the ceasefire?
Well, we didn't get there yet.
Oh, okay.
Then I was from the 7th Division, I was put into the 3rd Division because the Army decided to change the personnel in the 3rd Division, and I was one of the early ones, and we had rice for breakfast, rice with chicken for lunch, rice with something else for supper, and the next day we start all over again. When a ceasefire took place, you had to take all the bullets out of your guns and all kinds of noise before 10 o'clock at night. And then just about 3 minutes to 10, I heard boop, boop, boop. I said, that's mortars going off. And I never heard them land, so to this day I don't know where they went or if they were just duds. But it was a very bright moonlight night, and the next day we could see, with our binoculars, we could see them up there on the top of the hill sort of celebrating and with the whole group there. And then about 400, maybe 200 to 400 men came marching down the road on their side. A truck came down also. They went into the artillery bunker, which we tried to knock out and couldn't, or didn't. And they tied a long rope to the artillery piece and literally drug that up the hill with manpower. I guess they used the truck for ammo, but to take up the hill. But we were at a distance I could see with binoculars, but not that close.
Right. I know you have some medals and awards that you received.
Yeah, but I want to show this one first.
Okay.
This is a flag that we won World War II under and the Korean War, at least until the ceasefire took place, and a couple of years later. But that's the 48 star flag, which you don't see much of today.
And how about?
And these?
Yeah, maybe you could explain to the people. It's Distinguished Service Medal Award.
Oh, this was the state issued this one. This was issued about 50 years after the war.
Wow.
This one was issued, I think, 25 years after the war. It got Peter Engler's name on here.
Yeah, he was a member of the assembly at that time.
Yeah, and so that was what the state gave. This one is medals.
A service medal. Service medal in the Korean War, 1951 to 53, and Distinguished Service Medal for New Jersey, the Korean War, and then that's the New Jersey one on the left.
Yeah.
So you had quite a history
We have this one too.
Well,
in Korea.
yeah.
This is from
This one's from Korea.
the president of the
This is
Republic of Korea.
50th anniversary
Nice.
thing. But when I got on the ship to come home, got a picture of me with long hair and on the ship. Actually, that ship took me from Japan to Korea, and from Korea more than a year later, back home.
No, we appreciate your service, and we appreciate all veteran service. You know, it's important that we respect our veterans. You know,
The monument in Washington is
yeah,
very
we don't hear that
impressive.
much about the Korean War veterans. You know, and so
It's
we
like-
appreciate you coming on and telling your story.
The forgotten war is almost still forgotten.
Yeah, I know a lot of people forget it, but thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate it.
You know,
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John DeGraff from the Boys and Girls Club of Clifton,
And I'm Drea DeLuca, one of the committee members. Hi.
and we're planning this year's annual car, truck, and motorcycle show, one of the bigger fundraisers for the Boys and Girls Club. All proceeds from this benefit go to help the programs and services at the Boys and Girls Club.
So we have cars, trucks, and motorcycles, but besides all of that, which were 450 2 years ago, we will have a giant tricky tray, tons of prizes, 50-50, door prizes for the car people, and toys for the children. What else, John?
We're going to have plenty of food trucks. We're going to have music by DJ Nick at Night, and live music by Swingman and the Misfit Mutts.
So you don't want to miss the music part either. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, that's September 12th between 9 and 4. Don't forget, bring the kids, bring everyone. Spectators are free. Bring your car, your truck, your motorcycle.
If you have any questions, give me a call, 973-773-0966. I'm at extension 111. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you then.
Well, that's our show for tonight. I'd like to thank all my guests for coming on. I'd like to thank the band for all the music. We had some wonderful guests. I hope people learned a lot of information from tonight. And remember, we're in our 5th season. And also remember that if you'd like anyone to be on the show, any topic, please contact myself or Lisa at the Clifton station if you have some kind of interest or somebody that could bring something to Clifton. In the meantime, be good to your friends and family. Respect your neighbors. Keep Clifton close to your heart. This is a great city. Thank you. God bless and good night.